Hey YouTube, this is Gamer Corey, and if you want to learn to make an old-fashioned log-style cabin like this one, then stay with me because we're about to build it. So let's go ahead and get started building our log-style old-fashioned house. So everything that we're going to need to build the outside of this house is in your inventory at the bottom of the screen. We have oak planks, we have dark oak logs, smooth sandstone, stone brick stairs, oak stairs, stone brick slab, glass plane. It can be whatever you want. We have stone bricks and then a trap door. Of course, we have a few other things that we're going to put on the outside of the house for decoration at the very end, but this is the main building portion of everything that you're going to need to build this house. So it's a relatively early building house depending on if you have access to certain things. Obviously, you could change out the dark oak logs for oak logs if you'd like, or birch, whatever you prefer in this build, but we're going to use the dark oak logs. So to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and place this wherever we want. This dark oak log here, and we're going to go in one there. So then we're going to go over one so that there's going to be a space between the two, another space, and then out like so. So it's kind of got that little pattern every other. From this one right here, we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to place down a log. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and place down a log. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this log to right there. Now on the back side, we're going to copy the same pattern that we did up front, so we have that diagonal. We're going to skip one, skip one, skip one in place, and then we're going to go diagonal right there. Now we just got to find this log and match it up with that one right there, and that is perfect. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to go 3 high on all of these. Pretty simple and straightforward so far. This is actually a pretty easy build in my honest opinion. If I could build properly anyway. The nice thing about putting the foundation down with this one for the most part is you could jump from log to log and put it down at any point. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is, now that we're 3 high, is we're gonna build a log across the back here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out 2. If you don't wanna come out 2 just because it might look a little weird to you, then only come out 1. And then we're gonna go all the way to this one and then come out 2 as well. So we got kind of that long dark oak log, and it looks like a nice big tree is just sitting on the top of there. So again, we're going to come out 2, and then we're going to go back all the way to here, and then back 2. So the next thing that we need to do is on the top of this, we're going to go ahead and do that across like so. And then that's going to stick out 2 as well. Actually, I put this in the wrong spot. I would like to have this right here. I want to kind of create that depth if possible. So we're going to move that out 1 like that. Now, the next thing we need to do is do the same thing on the back side here. And then we're going to come out 2 on this side. So if you don't really like that look, then definitely just go for the 1 look. I'm going for that really depth variation in this build, so you can choose to do whatever you prefer. All right, so now in the middle of these, we're going to go ahead and put stone bricks. If you want to leave one open for a window, you definitely can do that, but in the front of this house, I am just going to leave it like so. Where the door is going to go, I'm going to put 1 stone brick there and 1 on the top, and then again on this side, I'm going to go ahead and fill that to the top. So this will be the front of our house. On this side, we're going to come in 1, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then obviously we're going to go up to 3, and the middle 3 will actually be an open window like so. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're just kind of encasing it with our stone bricks there. And then we're going to have that kind of that neat little pattern in this inside, and we're going to do something with that later on in this build when we get to the inside. So again, we're going to go ahead and put the same pattern on this side. This, for the most part, this build is pretty uniform. So if you do something on one side, for the most part, you're going to be doing it on the other as well. So once we get that finished, now we can start to move on to a couple other things. All right, so for the most part, that is your main foundation underway. It is looking really good. I like the way that this is looking. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to go ahead and grab our smooth stand. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go back one, and this is going to be laying right on the top of this like so. So we're just going to go up just a little bit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have stairs on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a nice 2x3 window. So this is going to come up like so and over like that. So that's an opening of 2x3 right there, as you can see. So that we need to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now, if you want to put a door on this other side, you definitely can do that. On my build, I am not going to do that for the time being. And again, we got a 3x2. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this bottom here with the stone brick, just like so. Now, if you want to put windows on the back, definitely feel free to do that. You could put one here, there, and there. It's really however you feel, but this is the way that I'm designing my house. So that's kind of our initial build right here. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this smooth stand, and we're going to go up to the top of each window with our dark oak logs. All right, now that that is finished, what we're going to do is we're going to come across the top in the front of this, out one from there, and there's going to be a log across the top like so. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, so we're going to come out one, and we're going to go up and over. Perfect. That is looking good. We can get rid of that one, and we got to replace that one with that like so. And we need to do that one. We need to do the same thing on the other side. Perfect. That is looking really good. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is we are going to put, let's see, we want to go ahead and create some more depth. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up from this one right here, and we're going to come out with a upside down staircase there and there, and we're going to go up the logs to match to the top of that one right there. Perfect. Again, we got that nice depth going on, and this one's going to come up to the top of that like so. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to go ahead and put in an oak stair, upside down, and we're going to go to the logs all the way up to there, and we're going to do the same thing on this side as well. We're going to fill in from the bottom log, which matches that one right there, up to the top. And the same on this side. Again, once we're kind of doing a uniform, once you do it on one side, you're going to want to do it on the other if you can. So from here, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and do glass panes around the casing of this window, or in the casing of that window. And then we're going to take our oak stairs, and we're going to go upside down, and we're going to try to get it to so that it points like that. So it has that like a half little tiny quarter square being taken up. So not a complete upside down one, but we want to kind of angle it like that to kind of give us some little indentation there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do an upside down stair there and an upside down stair there. So you kind of can see that it's nice and being cased there as well. So now the next thing we're going to do is upside down stair and upside down stairs facing towards the door from the staircases that we placed on top of the logs there. All right. We're just going to leave our door open for the time being. We'll come back to those later. So from here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to put stairs underneath all of this window right here. like that. And then we're gonna go and do it on the same thing on the other side. Like I said before, it's uniformed on both sides for the most part, except for that front door, but we will come back to that later. All right, so that is looking really good. I like the way that this is looking for us. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we need to build up our sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in one, and we're going to fill this in with our smooth sandstone. And this is going to go up to the top of this one as well. So it's going to come up to that height right there. So it's 5, I believe, high. And we're going to fill it on both sides. All right, so now we have the other side. All right, now once that is finalized, we can start building our roof. So this might be just a little bit tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by doing our edging with our roof, which is going to be used by the sewn brick stairs. And what we're going to do is the edging is going to be right here. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is we're going to come out one just like that, and we're going to have that little bit of an overhang. And that's going to go all the way around on both sides. And then we need to make sure that that sticks out one like that. And that's going to come out to this one right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to come out one like so. And we're going to continue that across the bottom as well. I'm going to do an upside down stair there, and we're going to come across, and we're going to do an upside down stair there. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. We got step, upside down, step, upside down, step, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to match them once they get to the top here. All right, so there should be a spacing, and I'm going to do upside down stair like so to kind of give it that little bit of an indentation there. If you choose to put a solid brick there, that is perfectly fine. You can do that, but I'm just going for a little bit of depth in my build. All right, so on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to meet to the top by going every other stair, upside down stairs, things like that until we get to the very top. Now we got to finish this side right here. Like so, and then upside down stair there as well. Now the rest of this roof is going to be our oak stairs. So once we get that all filled in, we can move on to the next thing. So this might take a little bit of time depending on if you're doing this in survival or not, but we are doing a nice little small oak log cabin, dark oak log cabin, old-fashioned style house is kind of what we're going for here. The nice thing about these stairs is they're only a couple tall because the house is fairly narrow, which is always a nice thing. Now, when we get to the very final stages of this house, we are going to destroy a little bit of our roof to make a stairs up here, and the window will stick out just slightly, so you can put like a bed or whatever else you prefer to put in this top area. Perfect. Now that that's done, we're just going to fly inside here, and we're going to finish up where the smooth sandstone needs to go. So we're going to go ahead and just fill that in, but leave the top of the bricks or the oaks open, because we're going to put a brick or block there, a block here, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're just going to continue that all the way up to the top, and again, go ahead and fill this all in with your smooth sandstone or whatever block you prefer. At the very top here, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the outside facing in and regular stair, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now, if you would prefer it to be like that, that would be your style of house. Again, I'm just going a little bit for depth right here, so that's why I am choosing that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to finally use our slabs, and we're going to go one above the roof line to kind of get that top row looking in our old-fashioned house. So that's finalized. We're going to fly in here, and we're going to grab our logs, and we're going to go all the way across the top. So you can do it in whatever order you prefer to do that in. Whatever works for you, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go for a little bit of depth, so I'm actually going to go down one more. So I didn't need to necessarily put that in there if I didn't want to, but that kind of gives it a nice little depth is kind of what we're looking for. And I'm going to leave the roof line just like that for the time being. All right, so once we go back outside here, we have most of our main build complete, believe it or not. So right here, we're going to mimic the top of these windows. So we're actually going to go 3 there and 3 like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our stairs. We're going to come in one and then an angle. Have one there. Have one there. Angle. And we're going to angle it there, so it kind of creates that kind of, if you're looking at this, it kind of creates an upside down stairs looking style there, which is what we want it to do. At the bottom here, we're going to do another upside down stair, and then we're going to angle it on both sides to kind of create another ledge, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Once that's finished, we're going to kind of fly over to the other side and do the same thing over here as well. And I broke out the wrong block, so we're just going to go ahead and replace that smooth sandstone. Again, it's going to be upside down stair here, and then angle, middle, and then a perfect upside down stair there, and then rotate a little bit. And we're going to put a ledge here. And then we're going to do an upside down staircase there, and then fly to each side, and I kind of angle it back just a little bit there. And that's looking pretty good. Now, if you want to get a little bit more depth, you could do a stair there and a stair there as well to kind of just give it that nice little extra of detail, which is kind of what we're going for in this specific build here. Perfect. That is looking really good. All right, so now what we need to do is basically put in our windows so that they look like that. Our house is getting to the point where it is almost complete. It is looking really good. I like the nice dimensions. If you wanted to create more of an overhang, you could have brought this down one more and then over, but I kind of want to leave this exposed, so that's the reason that I put the roof line like I did. Now, if you want to get rid of this and bring this down one more, you definitely could do that as well. You could also extend the roof line out one more if you really wanted to, bringing that oak log up one more to make it nice and flush and solid, if that is what you would prefer to do. So the last thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to come off of this one, and we're going to make another depth there. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to do stair and stair. It's kind of hard, kind of tricky to get in there, like so. All right. So the same thing, we're going to do this on here. We're going to do stair that way, and then we're just going to do one upside down stair there. Now, if we do this just right, you'll see that it's going to connect just perfectly. Look at that. I like that a lot. So upside down staircase there. We're just kind of doing that back and forth motion. And now we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So again, we have to make this go up all the way. And we're going to do a oak staircase at an angle like so, and an angle like that. And then what we're gonna do is upside down staircase and an angled on both. Perfect. That is looking really good. Last thing we need to do, staircase in this on the sides on both there. I'm just going for the detail on this build, so just bear with me. But for the most part, the outside of this house is almost completely finished. Now what we have to do is we're just going to do the pop-out window. What we're going to do is we're going to remove these 5 right here on just the one side. If you don't want to make it 5 wide, that is perfectly up to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our log, and then we need to put one above it like so, and then replace that bottom one. So see, it's only going to be 3 wide, and what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way up to the top of the roof line like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that all the way back. If you don't want the logs to be like that, you could change them to actually be like this as well, which I think that's what we're going to do to kind of give it that little bit of a texture. And that is actually looking really good. I like that a lot. So now we just got to replace these ones here like that. And we're going to come back the 2 there. We're going to come all the way to the front with those logs. I like the way that that's looking a little bit better for us. The only thing that I don't like about that is there's not really much difference. You can't tell that those are logs, like individual logs, but that is perfectly a-okay. All right, so now that our roof line is looking like so, we're going to get rid of this one and this stair here, because what we're going to do is we're going to try to angle it a little bit like so. And we're going to do the same thing in that one as well. And we're going to come out to the side so that the bottom one isn't going to do anything. Now, if you really wanted to get rid of this one and put one like there, you definitely could. I just don't like the way that that necessarily looks on my build, but I'm going to leave it like that. If you wanted to get rid of these and just do it like that, you could definitely leave it like that. And I think that's how we're going to do it on this specific build as well. So we're going to come across the top there and just one right there in the corner. All right, so now the last thing that we have to do is go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this one log here. I should have probably changed that up just a hair, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and put a stairs there and like this across the top. And then the rest of this is going to be the stone slabs across the top. Now the front of this window, I'm going to go ahead and put a log like that. All right, that is looking pretty good. I like the way that this is looking so far. But we're just going to do the one window. We're not going to do multiple. We're just going to leave the one. And then what I'm going to do here is we're going to get rid of this one. And we're going to put a stone like so to kind of give it that little bit of a detail. If you're going for that look, you could definitely change that up, which I think I like that look for this side versus that side, kind of giving it just a little bit of a different detail. I do like that quite a bit. So now the thing that we just need to do is fill in all these areas with glass. Everything that is open, go ahead and just fill in with glass. So this will take just a little bit of time, depending on if you're in survival mode or not. Again, we're going to go around to every side of the house and fill in all of our gaps. All right, so now once that is all complete, we just have this back window to do. We can actually go on into the inside. So if we kind of look to the front of the house over here, you can see that that kind of creates that nice little pop-out window, which is kind of what we're looking for. Now, if you wanted it to be set back a little bit, you could get rid of this stone here if you would like, and kind of do that all the way across. You could do it really however you prefer. So basically what I mean right here is if you wanted to change this up just slightly, we can get rid of the front of this entire build like so. And we're going to come across the bottom like that. So you can really change it up to be whatever works for you guys. Either way is perfectly fine by me. It is your house, your build. You can change it up. There's just a couple different variations that you could do. So if you like that way better, definitely leave it the way that it is. But we'll come back to that later. So the next thing that we need to do is the inside. And so the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this entire floor. Alright, so now we're going to replace the entire floor with our oak planks. Alright, so once that is finished, what we're going to do is across the top of here, we're going to come over one and we're going to build a log pattern here, and that's going to be one from the center, and this side is going to be completely open. All right, so on the back side we're going to put another level right here. All right, now the next thing that we need to do is if we're going to use this area as a loft area, what we're going to do is we're going to fill that in basically with whatever we need. So I'm going to go ahead and do my oak planks here. And then what we're going to do is we will wall that off with just fences in here in just a little bit. But to kind of make this a little bit more uniform, we're going to kind of go logs on both sides. And then we're going to go ahead and put the stair or ladder right like so. Now on the top of this house, I kind of want to create it to look like there's beams still coming across, but I don't want to fill it in too much. So what we're going to do is across the top of the roof here, one down from the main beam, we're going to put in a beam that kind of goes across at a different dimension. So it definitely looks like it is being held up by logs. Now if you want this to go all the way across to make it look a little bit more log style and that it's actually being held up by something, and you can get rid of these if you want these to go up like so. It is really dependent on your style and what you prefer to be exposed to these areas as well. All right, so that is really the inside of our house. I am going to decorate it and I will be right back. All right, so we are back, and this is what I came up with for the decoration on this house. We have this crazy nice little entrance into our home with glowstone and cobblestone blocks there. We can go into the house here. We got this nice path coming in, and this is looking really nice. We have our little dining area. We have our little trees. We've got our item frames with our torches. We have our kitchen on the back side. We use the spacing that we left for the gap on this wall. If you wanted to fill that flush, you definitely could do that. We have our beautiful kitchen with our drawers. Now we have this nice beam going up into the second story. We have a nice little couch where you can just kind of chill and let the world just pass by. And then we have our ladder up to our loft area, which has our bed and our chest. So there is only one crafting table that I did put it into this entire build, so you could replace one of these chests with another one if you wanted to, if this was your survival house. But I like the way that this turned out, so there we are. But if you guys are enjoying these videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.